Welcome. My name is Shawn Jones, and I'm the CEO of the iNetrepreneur Network. And today I have with me an individual who connects your mind, your body, your heart, and your spirit from the inside out to helping you connect better with yourself and with your audiences. Her name is Dawna Campbell. She is the owner founder of the Healing Heart Inc. Dawna, thank you so much for being here today.
And thank you so much, Shawn, for having me here. This is a true pleasure.
So, Dawna, we hear a lot about energy and healing and mindset. And through
Yes.
what you do, you help individuals connect what I call full circle.
hmm
Share with us what that truly means.
Well, our thoughts create our reality, and that's what is often talked about by the law of attraction. But it's not just the thought, there's an energy underneath the thought, which is an emotion or feeling, which is what Nikola Tesla meant when he said, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, vibration, and frequency. And it's that energy, vibration, and frequency, the feeling that we feel underneath the thought, that propels that thought or not to attract back to you. And that's using the law of magnetism. And when that happens, what happens is there's sometimes a misalignment between what we're thinking and with what we're feeling. So what I do is I realign the feeling state, which is about 90%, in alignment with the thought that you do want to have to get you results 100% of the time.
When you talk about results, the
Mhm,
clients that you work with, what are the results that they're looking for?
mhm. Each client is going to be a little different, but there's three main areas everybody wants change in. And this happens internationally, different countries, different cultures. It's all the same. And one is the category of health, whether it's a physical dis-ease or something within the body that they want to change. The area of wealth, which is about our prosperity and abundance and having more money. And then the area of relationships. And what I find there is love. And so it's those three categories that are most common throughout the world.
That's incredible. And people sometimes have fears when they are forced to look inward and really evaluate what are some of the top fears that you find that are consistent or come up quite
Mhm,
often in our lives that also cross into our professional world.
mhm. Well, fear, doubt, and disbelief are the three main blocks to anything in creation. And all of them, all of the different fears, disbeliefs, doubts stem from that. The antidote to that is faith, trust, and belief. So we have to switch the fear to faith, for example. And what are some of the most common fears? Well, it always comes down to I want to know that I'm worthy, that I'm loved, that I'm appreciated, that I mattered, or that I was important. And a lot of those words cross over into our financial world as well. So if you don't feel good about yourself, your money supply isn't going to return to you either, because money is an outside energy form based on how it's performing, the way it works from your own body and the energy there. So that is a huge, huge misalignment. And when that piece comes into play, all the other areas come in for the client as well.
I agree. I talk to people all across the world, men, women, it doesn't make a difference. And I find there's still a lot of questions about energy.
Mhm.
We know that light bulbs are energy and we
Yes.
talk about energy and everything, but for some, they don't understand how they can feel it. What are some, I
Mhm.
call it the telltale signs to
Mhm.
help others understand what energy really is and how it plays on to what you
Mhm.
do in your everyday?
Right. Energy comes in a lot of different forms. What I work with and what I call it is thought form energy healing, because we're taking our thought forms, which is a type of energy, because it has a frequency, it's measurable by science. Yes, you can measure a thought. And then it's about healing, but that healing is about bringing it in alignment between the heart and the mind to create that coherence to get those results. And so feelings for us is our form, our currency as humans, because that's our gauge to our energy field. So if you're in an energy of like fear or anger or doubt, your electromagnetic field that's around your body is going to measure dense. It's going to be darker. It's not going to be as big and as bright as if you were in a different feeling mode, such as peace, love, harmony, happiness, balance. Your energy field measurably is going to be extended out and lighter. So for us humans, it's the emotions and the feelings because they're measurable and they also correspond to different colors. That is our currency to what human energy is.
Wow. Now, Dawna, through your company, the Healing Heart Inc.,
Mhm.
when somebody reaches out, they know that they're kind of what I call stuck in the rut. They're doing everything, they're going through the motions, but there's something missing. And so
Yes.
they turn to you for this help to crack them open, if you will, to allow the energy to feel them so they can refine their path. What is the process? Do you offer a consultation? Do you have
Mhm.
books that you have them read? Is
Mhm.
it web-based? Do you handhold? Walk us through how you work with your clients.
Mhm. On an individual basis, if a client was to come to me and they want to get their business to the next level, but everything they've done hasn't worked, they don't know why, then what happens for me is we sit down, we have a consultation, we understand what it is that's stopping them or blocking them. And I'm going to tell you it's an emotion or a frequency. So then we would set up a series of sessions where we can go in and clear that energy of where it got stuck in the subconscious. So, say a client comes, I want to create more money. Well, how does it feel not having more money? Well, I'm frustrated. Everything I do is not working. Well, where's that frustration at in the body? And then we start uncovering where it's at in the first originating event. It got stuck to the energy of frustration in the subconscious. And then it gets reprogrammed to what it was that they needed. So then as they move forward, they're doing what they're doing, but it works and they don't have frustration. They might have a sense of pride or accomplishment because it's working instead of not working. And all we did was change that vibrational frequency inside. Other ways I work with clients is I do teach group programs. And as far as a book goes, if it's the category of wealth, I have my book, Financially Fit, that talks about this process and how to do it. And you can even take it from the finance world and apply it to other areas of your life.
Dawna, your experience when somebody is open and they realize that they have the power to make those changes through changing the mindset, opening up the energy, uh, being more receptive.
Mhm.
Is there a chance that they can fall back into old patterns or old programs that would require, staying fresh and
Mhm.
do they need like a monthly, re-energize,
Mhm.
recharge? Is it something annual? What does that look like? Or is it
Mhm.
individual?
Um, Usually, once the change has taken place, it's a permanent change because you are sending out a new energy, a new frequency. It happens and it gives you a new automatic system in the subconscious, and you feel it in the body. And what happens is you start repeating new patterns and everything grows better. Now, some things like fear can be multifaceted. And by that, I mean you might clear a fear or release it in one area of your business, but there might be fears in other areas of your business. Each and every one of those need to be addressed because it goes down a different neuron pathway. But once the changes make place, they're permanent, but we might need to make multiple changes, which is why I do a minimum number of session work with clients, making sure that we're getting the results and fine tuning as we go along throughout the weeks, throughout the months that I work with them.
That's incredible. Donna, I don't know if you would agree, but I'm going to ask you. I find for me, and I'll relate it to me personally, it's like every 7 years, 7 to 10 years seems to be like my magic number that it's like I transition into a
Mhm.
different not persona, but a different point in my life, my viewpoints do change.
Yes.
And what mattered at one point, or what was a fear at one point, or was an obstacle that I viewed it seems like it no longer is the same as it was. And it's like a 7 to 10 year period. Is that is that typical for others, or am I the only one who's going through this?
Everyone has their own cycle pattern, and it doesn't surprise me because every year we learn, we grow, we become a different person, and who you are 7 to 10 years later is not who you were before then. And you're going to have a deeper understanding, maybe more knowledge, more information, maybe more wisdom. So that's normal. But also in the energy world, there's what's called numerology, which has a 9-year pattern repeating that is a system that seems like everyone seems to follow. So every 9 years, there's something new. You might be repeating the same lesson, but it's in a different way with a higher order with the new information. So very typical. We like patterns. That's what happens. Even on a cellular level, it will remember the pattern and it will trigger and recreate. And that's why when I get ready to work with a client and they have this huge, massive issue going on, it started off as something really, really small, like a pea-sized thing back in childhood. And I find the pea-size part, we change that and it recodes everything. So the massive problem gone. And that's how that piece works.
Well, Dawna, I am really excited. If somebody would like to, reach out, talk to you, schedule that consultation, how can they find you?
The easiest way to get in touch with me is through my website at dawnacampbell.com. From there, you can fill out the contact form. You can email me. My number's on there. You can call. So that's the easiest way. It's just dawnacampbell.com.
Dawna, I want to thank you so much for being here today and sharing about your work, your passion, how you're making a difference in this world for others. I'm excited because you are our keynote speaker for the Art of Connection Global Summit on September 21st. So we get to hear more from you. We get to experience what you truly are doing to help others. Thank you.
Thank you.
For those of you that have just heard Dawna Campbell, she is the owner of the Healing Heart Inc. She is a keynote speaker at the virtual event Art of Connection Summit on Tuesday, September 21st. You can join this event, meet other experts, learn directly from Dawna firsthand, have those conversations directly with her by simply visiting artofconnectionsummit.com.